Is the earth flat? Are we on a stationary disc with a bowl over it? Or are we on a spinning ball hanging from nothing? I'm back with another series on, is the earth flat or is it round as we've always known it? And I think we deserve to know the truth. So now I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to gather and present to you all the information and let you draw your own conclusions. So let's begin this series. Are we on a disc or a ball? Part 1. There's plenty of controversy lately that suggests that the earth might not be what we've been told, but it suggests that we might be living on a flat earth. Now, I know it might sound bizarre, but thousands, if not millions of people are coming to the conclusion that the earth might actually be flat. The theory suggests that we have been lied to by those in power, the elites, and by NASA itself, that man has never stepped foot on the moon, and that our planet is actually flat as a pancake. They say that the earth is flat with a dome over it made of a thick glass, and that even politicians have mentioned it. And you know what? I'm here for it. It's been said it's been hiding in plain sight. They've been putting it in our faces. And you know what? I'm gonna cover all of it. Like the peace treaty in Antarctica, what the Bible says about it, when the politicians have told us, the Piri-Reis map, and so much more. Wait, don't go anywhere. You're gonna wanna see this. I know we've been talking about the flat earth and all that and the firmament, but a lot of people have questions about what the firmament is. I'm about to break it down in the quickest way. Firmament is a solid material placed as a dome over the earth. So the firmament, or the dome, is the expansion we call sky, but it is an actual material. Now, if you watch my previous video, you'll see that in the book of Genesis, the firmament divided the waters from the water. So it's basically protecting earth from the waters that are above us, which we would know as space. So it only makes sense that when in the Bible it says that God sits in the highest throne in the highest heaven, that the circle of the earth is his footstool. So in the book of Job, when it says that the sky is described as a molten looking glass, if you've ever looked up what molten glass looks like, or you probably have some of those figurines in your house, but that's what it resembles. Now, here's where it gets good, guys. So you ever hear people tell you, oh, the sky is blue because, it's the reflection of the ocean. In reality, in Antarctica, a lot of the scientists that work there for these governments in the Antarctica Treaty are studying two types of ice. So when National Geographic shows up, they're studying regular ice. But when it's behind the scenes, they're studying that glass ice that comes off of the firmament. And I know it's not glass, but it's a different type of ice because it's made of 100% oxygen. So it's a different type of material. Some of the scientists say that it melts into gas, into air, so it doesn't even melt as liquid, and that it's kind of flexible, and that's the blue ice. They call it sky ice, and that's what they're studying behind the scenes. So does that not look like the color of the sky right there? It's said that its temperature is so cold that you can barely touch it with your hands or it'll freeze your skin on contact. So it's said that some of these scientists or people working on this are trying to drill into the firmament. However, they have no luck because every time they drill, they haven't found a power tool that's strong enough to drill into this type of ice. And that it's said that the firmament actually self-repairs itself. So once you drill a hole into it, it regenerates itself. What if I can change your mind, or at least have you second guessing everything you've been taught by the end of this video? Just stick around. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right? Just bear with me. It's not entirely in order, but I'm going to read it as is because I'm trying to get to the point here. Then God said, let there be light. And there was light. And he saw that the light was good. And then he separated the light from the dark. He called the light day, and he called the dark night. Then morning went, and that was the first day. Pause and read that real quick. But the way we've been taught in our solar system, the Earth flies and circles the sun at millions of miles per hour or something like that. Then on the second day, God created the firmament, which divided the waters from the waters. We know that. Bear with me here. On the third day, God created the land and gathered all the water, which is our seas, and brought forth all the animals, right? Now here's where I want you to pay attention. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and for years. So basically on this day, he created time. Stay with me. And let them be for lights in the firmament to light the earth. He made the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Here we go. I'm trying to answer multiple questions that I get all in one video. Pay attention. And God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light to the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. The what? The fourth day. What was answered? The sun and moon are in our firmament. They're local. They're not billions of miles away, which is pretty obvious. And the stars are as well. It says they're in the firmament. He placed them in the firmament. That's one question. What was the next question? He created them on the fourth day. So according to our solar system, this model doesn't make sense. The sun would have had to be created first and then the earth. But the Bible says in the beginning, he created the heavens and the earth. And then the sun and the moon and the stars were created on the fourth day. And just to leave you with this, everything was created. The last thing created was man on the sixth day. Everything was created for us. Follow for more. Don't scroll yet. This man you see here, his name is Auguste Antoine Picard. He was a Swiss physicist and the first man to enter the stratosphere. So he was an inventor and he used hydrogen balloons to get to the upper level of the stratosphere, so above aircraft. So in May 27th of 1931, he took flight out of a pressurized capsule in Germany. In a Popular Science interview, Picard said, and I quote, "The Earth seemed as a flat disc with an upturned edge." In the book of Genesis, God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament." In the book of Genesis it says, "And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were above the firmament from the waters that were under the firmament." I read that backwards. "And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." In the book of Job, Job describes the firmament as a molten glass. Remember, firmament is equal to sky. So he describes the sky as a molten looking glass. Many have asked, well, if there's an ice wall, which Antarctica is considered to be an ice wall that surrounds the earth, how come people don't fall off the edge? And how come no one's gone there? Well, there's been a treaty that I believe was made in the 1950s with 42 nations in the world. Leaders of the 42 nations decided that there would be no trespassing and only a designated area could be toured and visited by scientists and just people in general. This picture you see here is where the ice wall would actually meet the firmament. So it's just basically runs all the way up. So no, there is no falling off of the edge. So it is designed as an enclosed habitat. No one goes in, no one comes out unless there's a spiritual entity. Well, don't forget to follow and stay tuned for the next video, which is actually a commercial that Hennessy brought out showing the Picards going into the stratosphere and seeing what they found. This one's going to be for some of my people who are having a real hard time with unlearning and awakening from the indoctrination. Let's begin with the word NASA. Now we know that NASA, the Space Force, is actually acronyms. However, in Aramaic, NASA means to be deceived, or to deceive, to greatly deceive, or to be greatly deceived, beguiled.
But the Bible don't say the world is flat.
We know. Or do we? So here's a picture depicting a map of the flat earth. Here's a picture of the logo of the United Nations. Oh, still can't see it? Keep watching. Here's some art of the flat earth with a dome over it.
Oh, so cute.
Here's a picture directly off of NASA's website. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 22. It is he who sits above the circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are like grasshoppers, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain and spreads them out like a tent to dwell in. But in that verse, in the Hebrew, the word circle is chak, which means a flat circle, like a coin-like circle. So he sits above the circle of the earth. Stop and read this. So in the encyclopedia, 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty was established, it reads, and when they returned to New Zealand, these flights proved the initial areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south. Now, if we're talking about the edge or the walls that are enclosed by the dome, obviously the altitude is going to be a lot lower than in the center. I had to throw that in there because, there's always a smarty. And who's the founder of NASA? None other than Werner von Braun, whose tombstone conveniently says Psalm 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Okay, now with that said, let's just keep trying to find the truth together. Like, oh my God, what does it matter if it's flat or round? I mean, it's the way the Bible describes it. That's it.